Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining us. We have a very exciting session for you today. My name is Karthika and I am from Lead Squared's marketing team and I will be your host for the day. So I'm sure that at least some of you would have already joined our sessions on ACE and ACE goals in the past. So today we're going to be talking about the next big step when it comes to ACE, which is the incentives and the payout management. This will help you develop robust incentive programs and ensure that your employees are happy and satisfied. So before I hand the session over to our speakers and before I introduce them, let me just quickly walk you through our agenda points. So today we'll be discussing how to set up incentives for your sales team in minutes and with just a few clicks. We'll also talk about the business impact. And yes, last but not the least, we'll also be talking about the major use cases. We'll be showcasing the product capabilities where multiple industry specific use cases can be configured. And of course, we have our speaker here, Mr. Ashish Kumar. He will also be giving you live demos of how the product can be used. So, Ashish, thank you so much for joining us today. Welcome. This is your first webinar here with the ACE team. Really looking forward to it. Please tell us a bit about your journey and what we can expect in this webinar.
Hey, hi. Thanks, Kartika. Thanks for introducing. Very nice introduction, actually. So, hi guys. My name is Ashish. I am in Lead Squad team as a product manager. So, I've been part of the Lead Squad since last almost around 13, 14 months. Uh, over my journey in the Lead Squad, like I have primarily worked on the ACE product only. The idea was to build this product as an end-to-end solution for the sales team. Like there is a everything as of now, like in the LSQ platform, is related to leads and how do you measure your performance and everything. Now we come up with a concept of ACE where you can actually measure the performance, and that visibility will be for the end user also. So now the thing which we came up with, like in our last release, is incentives. So how exactly you are going to incentivize your end users, how exactly you keep them motivated, how exactly you will increase the productivity, overall productivity of the organization. So in today's session, what I will do is I will give a quick brief about the ACE product, the entire ACE, when it comes to like goal setting and everything. And when it comes to incentive, I will give you like product demo, as well as how, where exactly this incentive fit into the product, and what all are the benefits for end users as well as the organization. So this is what I'm
Definitely.
looking to do. Absolutely.
All right, thank you so much for that brief, Ashish. So, before I hand the session over to you, a few pointers to the wonderful audience over here. Yes, we do have a questions tab. So, our senior product manager, Mr. Siddharth, will be answering your questions while the webinar is happening. So, if you have any questions throughout the webinar about the incentives programs, about ACE in general, please do put it up on the questions tab. We will definitely take it up. And also, we'll be setting up a couple of polls and publishing them during the webinar. So please do interact with them. We would absolutely love to hear from you. And yes, of course, I see that a lot of you are already interacting in the chat box. Keep it going. We'd love to hear from you. All right. So with that, I will go backstage and hand the session over to Ashish. Ashish, please, you can take it forward.
Yeah, thanks, Kartika. So I'll quickly start presenting my screen. Please let me know when it's visible.
Sure.
So hope it's visible now.
It is, yes, I can see it now.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so hi guys, good afternoon. Thank you for joining, like tuning into our webinar session. So, like I briefed about today, primarily my focus will be to give a walkthrough of the incentives which we have created, but I will also quickly give a brief about what exactly ACE is, where exactly we are positioning our product, what all are the benefits of our product, and everything. So yeah, I'll start. So these are the agendas. So again, I have like explained it about ACE, where exactly we are positioning, what all are the business outcomes, about the incentive, and finally live demo. So when I come, like when I have to say like where exactly we position ACE. So currently, this is the entire lead squad ecosystem, where we have capability to capture the leads through multiple process. Now you can process the lead, set up automation, set up distribute leads to using automation and all those things. Afterwards, you can do the interaction part where by smart views, by converse, you can interact on the lead, or you can like interact within the team. So everything as of now is mostly related to process and how exactly we capture the lead and how exactly we set up the process. Now comes the user part, where exactly we want to focus on how to keep the end users motivated, like how exactly end user can plan their day, how exactly they can plan their day or their month or their week for a specific target, for a specific product target, for a specific, like let's say any task target. Also for the admins or managers, like to minimize the manual effort, like how exactly, like as of now, like most of the organization uh, track everything on the excel sheet or some other manual process. But what we are coming up with over here is like giving a completely automated solution, an end-to-end solution, where through capturing of lead till like how exactly the performance getting tracked and incentivize on that piece as well. So the main pointers which we have focused on for the user part is how to plan it better, how to plan your day better, how to plan your week better, minimize the manual effort. Like you said, like every manager can create their team's goal, or any super manager can create their team's goal and like assign it to their end user. So you can do that, improve the efficiency. Like let's say you don't have to go ahead and manually each and every time see that where am I currently standing, what else I have to do. Like you can simply come land onto our product and see that okay, this was my target, here currently I'm standing it. So by this process you can also keep your end users motivated. So this is where we exactly fit in our product ace. Okay, now the next part is I'm like in the previous webinars we have like showcased that these are the six primary features which we are targeting on. In the last webinar we have showcased our goals and objective. Currently we are live with incentive and payout, so this is where I'm primarily focusing on. Now there are other features also, which is like gamifying the performance, when I have to say that leaderboards or some sort of other games like will be introducing in couple of quarters. Nudges and coaching how exactly to keep your users motivated, how exactly you keep on constantly nudging them, and other analytics related thing. Like you can also give insight. So I will not talk to about all these because these are like upcoming features still in plan, and we'll keep on having the webinar with these features. Primarily our focus will be give you a brief about the goals and objective, and then give you a complete walkthrough of incentive and payouts. Okay, so again, quickly, I would like to touch upon the ACE part, where currently we have built entirely it on Lead Squad. So whatever, if you are onboarded on Lead Squad, it's just a plug and play. Like we just have to enable the feature, and we just have to enable the product, and it is going to be ready for use. Another part is like it's super easy to use. Like managers can create the goals for their team, admins can create incentives for their organization. There is a payout mechanism, there is a approval mechanism, everything is there. You can create as number of KPIs as you want, you can track them, you can create every kind of condition to create a target or something like that. So everything is there. Another part is scalable. Yes, we have like used big data technology, like real time update. Like whenever you upload anything, you update anything, it's kind of a real time. Whenever you want to see your incentives, you want to see your goal performance, it is almost going to be real time. So this is a quick walkthrough about the product architecture. Now, the business outcomes. So like what exactly we are trying to solve. So improving efficiency, as I've told you, like we are giving a solution which will completely remove the tedious job of like Excel update and everything. So like calculation in Excels are very difficult. Like, and also there is always a chance of data loss and everything. So that's what we are doing. Like we are completely building a solution which will get you rid of the Excel. Another part is like planned outcomes, where line managers can create the targets and goals for their team, and you can keep on tracking that. It will also give you some sort of insights how exactly your team is performing and everything. Now the third part is transparent communication. This is the most important part, where end user will be able to see their real-time performance, what exactly their target was set, and where exactly they are currently standing. So this is what we try to solve with our these are the business outcomes, primarily business outcomes which we are trying to solve with the ACE. Okay, so now here I start the actual product features and how exactly we work on it. So uh, uh, the very first thing is setting up a KPI. When I say KPI, you create your metric. There can be multiple metrics. So in this call, I'm going to primarily focus on top line, which is revenue. Like I've seen that ideally in case of revenue only in such a like in for incentive, every time revenue is considered. So that's why I'm keeping revenue as my primary metric. So over here, like this is how we configure the this is the page which is displaying how exactly we configure a metric which is called as revenue. How exactly we are going to measure the revenue. So I'll quickly go to the product page. This is our live product. So as you can see, so this is one rule set. A rule set can have number of rules. It can have like one. It can have like a rule as such as count the sum the lead value where prospect like this lead is in prospect stage, or some delete value where lead is loan is dispersed, or anything like you can have add multiple condition. So over here I'm keeping only one rule set in mind and only one rule in mind. So this is how exactly we are creating our metric. uh, the name is SME business loan activity on lead. So this is the name of the activity. The activity is created on lead. So whenever there is an SME business loan activity posted, so system is going to consider that. Now in that we are going to consider the value. So it can be like whatever loan activity which is happening. So let's say there is a disbursal of 10 lakh rupees. We are going to count that again, again once against one user. Again, if another date there's a disbursal of 20 lakh rupees, we are going to count that. So basically the idea is this metric is going to calculate the sum of revenue which is getting generated by a specific user. So this is how we configure that. It's a very simple process. Like we have already given a walkthrough about this. So this is the first part. Now, second part is once the rule set is configured, create a goal on that, on top of that. So the team organization which I have configured is this. The manager is Rohit Sharma. Under him, there are six reportees. Now, a total target of 10.5 CR has been given to Rohit Sharma. Now, what he can do is he can segregate that target into multiple parts where he can give some target to different team members. Over here, you can see he has given a specific target to each and every user. Uh, like it's on him, like how exactly he want to segment it. So out of 10.5 CR, has given 1 crore target to each of his reportees, as well as he kept 4.5 CR target for him. So I'll showcase you that as well. So this is the goal which has been created. Okay, now this is the total contribution. The total target was given to Rohit Sharma was 10.5 CR. Now for each user, you can see specific what is the calculation which has been done as of now, including Rohit Sharma. So everyone, so the use case which I'm considering currently is for the goals where everyone who is part of Rohit Sharma's team is getting accounted for. So you can see for every user there is a target, specific target given against a specific target. They are achieving something, and basis of that there is a total achievement and there is a total achievement percentage. So this is how exactly a team manager can track their team's performance. So this is all about revenue and goal. I'll quickly move to our new offering, which is incentive. Okay, so these are the key pointers which we have considered, like which we have got to know about what all key pointers which incentive is going to solve. So the first pointer is improve business goal. So the organization will have a specific target. Let's say a revenue target of some value. Now, how exactly they can keep their team members, like organization, motivated, encourage them to get to that goal. So you incentivize them. The most practice thing is incentives. So everyone wants to incentivize, and basis of that they want to see that, okay, is my performance getting better or not. So that's the ideal way of improving the team's business goal. So this is the first pointer which we have kept in mind. Another thing is productivity. So everyone wants to earn like incentive, like everyone wants to meet their target. In order to meet their target, like in order to secure a reward, they have to meet their target, and this is where incentives comes into picture. So you have been given a specific target. Once you achieve that target, you will be given some sort of incentive. This is how exactly you will motivate the end users. Now the low iteration, obviously, if you are valued and appreciated in the organization, you are getting regular incentives. Like now incentive can be anything, like it can be monetary value as well as badges as well as anything. So like if you feel valued and appreciated, yes, the users will not tend to move to other organization, or will like there will be a very little iteration. Now the another part is, again, motivate employees. Specific goal, you assign a specific goal and then keep them motivated by incentivizing them. Another part is like improve collaboration. You create team incentive and help like create a atmosphere of like team play within the organization. So let's say if a team has been assigned a target, now then everyone will tend to come together and work as a team. Another part is like engagement. Yes, it incentive, like the dashboards which we have created for the end users, incentive will like they would want to come onto our screens again and again. They want to like be engaged into the product. Like they want to see that how exactly the incentives are increasing, the how exactly if their performance is changing, the incentives are getting updated and everything. So this is how exactly like using our dashboard and like a proper nudging system will keep the end users engaged. So these are the key pointers, key metrics which we're trying to solve via incentive. Okay, now coming to the incentive flow. So it's a three-step process. If I have to say the incentive life cycle, the first part is admin, where admin creates a program. So this right is exclusively going to be with admin, because the budget part and everything is decided by the central level, and it is not with the managers. That's why incentive we have kept it at centralized level. Only admins can create it. So first part is admin creates a program. When I say create a program, they configure the metrics which is going to get considered. They configure the time frame, they configure the targets, and they configure the rewards and everything, and they run it. Once you run the program and program gets ran for like almost around what, so if any program is there for the month of October, on 31st it is getting all over, and post that incentives are getting calculated. As of now, we are not dispersing incentive to the end user account, we are just calculating it. Now there is an another check which is approval flow. This is where it will go to some approvals which has been defined while creating the incentive program. They'll have a say that okay, they will check the incentive whether the calculation done is correct or not. If there is any cancellation in revenue, if there is any if there is any like backlog which needs to be like if any there is additional incentive which has been given in past and they want to detect it, so all those measures. So approvers will have a say that okay, whether the calculation correctly calculated is correct or not, and post their approval, it will start reflecting to end user's account that okay, your incentive has been calculated and approved. After approval, it will go to the payout. Payout is where, as of now, we are keeping it very simple. It's not the exact payout, like we are not doing the bank transaction, everything. We have created a simple flow where we'll give you the list of users with the list of payout which is pending. You can upload it on the third party tool and just give us an information that okay, this payout has been done. A payout can be done either via like any third party cash transfer or voucher or anything, and you just need to give us an information that okay, payout has been done. So once you re-upload the file of the payout, entire system will have the data that okay, this is the creation part, this is the approval, and the final part is this is how payout is done. So as well as admin will have a complete sheet of like what exactly happening, that entire reconciliation and everything can be done very easily. As well as the end user who is viewing this product, like who is using this product very actively, will get to know that okay, I have earned for a specific program, I have earned this sort of incentive. Out of that, this many has been approved, and after out of the approval part, I have been paid through bank account or UPI account or bank account UPI or any voucher or something like that. So they will have a clear information about the entire incentive, which is incentive life cycle. So this is the workflow. Okay, so the first part, while the setup is what we are handling is roll up and non roll up. So the thing is, for the managers, it's not always going to be team's performance. Sometimes their own performance is also required. So over here, you can see that Rohit Sharma and Sachin Tendulkar are two managers, and they have some their team reporting. So Rohit Sharma has six, Sachin Tendulkar has four, and their total contribution when it comes to roll up, which means like entire team, for Sachin Tendulkar it is 5.82 CR, and for Rohit Sharma it is 6.43 CR. So this is how roll up works. But if admin wants to create a program where they want to consider the individual performance of sales manager, then this is the non roll up value. So what I'm trying to say is admin should be able to incentivize Rohit Sharma and Sachin Tendulkar, sales manager, basis of their team's performance as well as their incentive performance also. So this is the first key feature which we are handling in the product. This is the most demanded feature as of now, the research which we have done. Okay, now second part is I want to emphasize that, okay, so while creating an incentive program, you can create an incentive program on rule set directly, which means the rules KPIs which you are configuring. It can be like revenue, ticket lead closer, or meetings done, or anything. So we are going to support a multi-metric program creation. So a program creation where you can create a program using some conditions. Let's say a user has to do 1 crore of sales, plus has to do at least 20 leads, plus has to call at least for 4 hours or something like that. So you can create your own combination of metrics, and then basis of that you can assign the target. So over here what I have done is I have considered two metrics. The first metric is revenue, and second metric is small tickets. So over here you can see for the revenue there is a series of milestones which has been created. So if you are landing somewhere between 65 lakh to 1 cr, you are getting this much of revenue, and it goes up to 2.25 cr to 3 cr. So this is just a number, and you can see for every milestone there is a different incentive. So this will keep end user motivated that okay, currently I'm on 66 lakh and I'm getting 0.05% of the revenue. If I just do 30 lakh more of sales, I will go to the next slab and I will get 0.1% of the revenue. So this entire system will keep the end user nudging that okay, if you go little further you will get some additional incentive. So this is how exactly we have planned our product to keep the end user motivated. Now there is another KPI which is getting tracked is small ticket. Small ticket can be anything, any revenue. If you are doing closing any leads whose revenue is less than 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, or 30 lakhs, like that's totally up to you guys. Like how exactly you want to define a small ticket or define another KPIs. So over here you can see that there is another KPI which has been defined. If you do greater than equal to 5, you are going to get 3,000 flat incentive. So this is again our two features where you can have like track multiple metrics in a single go in a single program, as well as you can create incentive program directly on the rule set. You don't need to go and create individual goals for everyone and then create a incentive on top of that. If the targets are flat, if it is flat for all the users, a set of users, you can use the rule set based incentive program directly. Okay, now the second part is single metric and goal based. So the example is, let's say Rohit Sharma and Sachin Tendulkar has been given an individual target of 8 CR and 8.5 CR. Now, basis of their achievement percentage, admin wants to incentivize them. So over here, only one metric is getting tracked, that is like revenue, where you will set up like all these slabs are set up 65% to till 225 to 300%. So this is another key feature which we are solving. Like you can create an incentive program on top of goals directly. Okay, so this is the features, key features, and everything. Now, quickly, I will move on to the product part. So the first thing is the one which I was talking about is a multi-metric thing. So this is the configuration page. I will just quickly go to the configuration page. So this is how exactly incentive landing path for admins, how exactly incentive is going to look. This is incentive landing page. They will be able to see the list of incentive program which is running. Like it can be, and there are multiple filters and everything which is provided over here. Like you can filter it out basis of program status, cycle type, program type, and calculation type. So I'll quickly go ahead and create a program. I'll say webinar 16th incentive program. So this is the name of program. Afterwards, if you want to write a description, so if you want to give more information about what incentive is, what is this incentive program exactly going to track and everything, you can write it over there, so something like that. So I'm currently, and this is an optional step, you can leave it and say create. Now, sometimes organization may want to give some additional information, like using some PPT or using some Excel sheet, like what is this incentive program about? If there are multiple products involved, they want to give some sort of presentation or leaflet or something like that to give it better information. So we have that functionality where you can update any files also. So I'll say that, okay, in this case, I'm not using that. I'll say proceed without attachment. Okay, so this is the landing page. So we have categorized the complete configuration into three parts: attributes, users and the approver, and criteria and rewards. So I'll quickly go ahead, select the rule set. I'll say that, okay, revenue is what I'm creating this incentive program. Roll up and non-roll up I have already explained. So I'll say in this case, I'm going to create a non-roll up. I'll say that, okay, this is a monthly incentive program, which is going to start from 1st of November and going till December for 2 months. Now, this is the option where it comes like, okay, do you want to create this incentive program on goals? And say, no, I want to create this flat incentive program. So first part is done. I'll go next. I'll add users and approver. So we have currently manual selection. In manual selection, you will have the list of entire organization, whoever is there. You can select individually, or you can update user using the Excel sheet. So in this case, I will simply add user using search. I've added two users. Now, the two users which I have added is for the November cycle only. So there is another cycle which has been created. If you want to retain same users for that cycle, you can simply click on it. Okay, copy users to another cycle, then copy. Now both users are copied to another cycle. So this is where we configure the user part. Now the next part is approvers. So the one which I talked about, the one who are going to take a check of after incentive calculation, that who is going to approve it. So this is where you define your approver. Currently, we are supporting a minimum of one and maximum of 3 stages of approval. And by default, whoever is creating the program is going to be the approver. So I'm leaving as it is, save and continue. I'll go to next. Okay, so this is the third part, the final part where you define your criteria and rewards. So I will simply create one criteria. I'll say revenue is in between 1 crore to 1.5 crore. So this is the first criteria, first slab which I'm defining. I said that, okay, if you want to write any tip, so you can say that do sales of this product. This is the tip which you, if any tip you want to, you can give it for the end user and add condition. Now your condition is created. Now you have to associate a reward to it. I will say that, okay, add a reward. So first thing is, first of all, I want to give whoever is coming onto this milestone, I'm going to give them 1,000 rupees flat. Another thing is not only 1,000, I'm also going to give them some a fraction of their achievement. So I'll say that 0.05 percentage of revenue. So this is again, if you're going to, if you're completing the first milestone, this is the reward which I'm going to give you. Now, in this way, you can create multiple criteria and multiple milestones, multiple slab, whatever you want to call it. So I'll say that, okay, there is a first criteria, I've created 1 to 1.5 CR. Another criteria, I will create 1.5 CR to 2 CR. This is another criteria. So now you can say that this is another slab. Over here, I'm going to give you 2,000 fixed and some fraction of the incentive. 0.1 percentage of revenue done. So you have configured two criteria. So through this way, like you can through this process, you can create like up to 10 criteria, and in every criteria you can add multiple conditions. So I will just go back to the presentation. Over here you can see that I have created one criteria, which is criteria A. I've added one condition that, okay, now revenue generation has to be between 65 lakh to 1 CR, and the small loans or like small tickets has to be greater than equal to 12. Now the condition which I have added is you have to do both jobs, like you have to achieve both targets. Now you have also an option to edit it, like you can say that okay, either do one or do either two. So you can either do 65 lakhs to 1 lakh of 1 crore of sales, or you can do small tickets which is greater than equal to 12. So this is how you define the condition. And the next process, like in the next step, you can say that okay, this is how exactly you define the reward. So in if you achieve this criteria, I'm going to give you 0.05% of revenue generation as well as 10 multiplier of small loans. So it can be like percentage or multiplier or fixed or anything. So this is how exactly you do the setup and publish the program. This is where we complete the first process of creating the program. As soon as you create a program, all the end users who are participant will start seeing the program configured for you as an active program, and they can start seeing the achievement on a real time basis and the incentive which is getting calculated on the real time basis. Now the second part is post calculation. When the incentive is configured, it ran for 1 month, and so now comes the approval part. So how exactly approval is going to work? So this is the landing page where any approver, let's say in this case, again, sorry, go back again. So in this case, there you can see that there is a two layer of approver. The first approver is Saurav Ganguly and another approver is Jasha. Now, Saurav Ganguly, being on the stage one approver, does not have the authority to approve the incentive. He has the authority only to give his suggestion and forward it to Jasha. Now, it is the stage two approver who has the actual authority, whether we want to approve it, reject it, or modify the amount which has been forwarded by the Ganguly. So I'll quickly go to that part. This is where you can see it. So let's say one of the user is RJ Deja. I'll click on it. I'll say that, okay, this is two-stage approval. Out of 64,000, let's say Ganguly saying I am going to approve only 60,000. So which means 4,689 is getting rejected. I'll say that this is the correct amount. Forward to stage two. Okay, now there is a history as well. Who has approved it? What is the remarks he has given? What is the approval amount? What is the rejected amount? Now, Jasra, the second stage approver is the final stage approver. He has the authority what he wants to do, like whether he wants to send back the entire amount or reject the entire amount or keep as it is or modify the amount. So let's say if he's sitting on the hierarchy, he will say that, okay, I want to approve uh, 63,000. The thing is, you cannot approve more than the calculated incentive. So this is the correct amount. And proceed. Since the stage two approval is the final approval, once he approved, there will be a notification to end users also that you would incentive. This was the calculated incentive for so and so program, and this is what has been approved, and following comments. So this is where you approve, and you can see the status as partially approved and the incentive has been approved. So this is where the second part, which is the approval part, finishes. Now the third part is payout, which comes into picture after the approval is done. So first stage, second stage is approved. Now approval is with the admin. The account manager, it can be any persona, it can be anyone from the finance team, anyone from the admin team, whoever has the authority to approve the incentive, do the bank account transaction and everything. So they will be able to say, I'll just quickly refresh this screen. So, okay, so now the payout guy will be able to see that, okay, what is the total pending payout for all the users across organizations for the last 30 days. So you will see that 73,549. He'll also be able to see user wise, okay, so first user has this much amount and two pending requests, second user this much amount, one pending request, and third user has one pending amount, this much request. So this is user wise view. Again, the admin will be able to access using the program. So for a specific program, so incentive program demo one, this is the pending payout amount. Incentive program two, this is the pending payout amount. So I'll click on it. So you will be able to see that, okay, there are three users for whom incentive has been approved and I need to do the payout. So I will go ahead and do the payout for Hardik Pandya. I'll click on it. I'll say that, okay, 3,549 is the approved incentive. So this is what I need to pay. But as of now, because of budget constraint or anything, because of NEFT validation or anything, I'm able to do only 3,000. I'll say, okay, this is done via Amazon voucher one, two, three, four, some ID, and do the payout. So yes, payout. So it will start displaying to end users also that payout has been done and the pending amount is 549. Now again, the budget has been approved, or I want to do some a payout with some other source, some other method of like mode of transaction. I'll say that okay, this much amount I'm going to transfer via some bank transaction ID. I'll do the payout. Now finished. Now the total approved incentive is 3549. The total payout which has been calculated is 3549. Approved incentive is 3549. This has been entirely approved, and this is where the incentive life cycle ends. Like it started from the calculation and unless it is paid out, like the payout is the last step of the incentive life cycle. So this is where the payout cycle ends, and like you can do it using a bulk upload also. Like there is payout using Excel. Once you click on it, you will get the list of all users, whatever is incentive calculated, and you can do it in a bulk. So all those methods are like the ease of process is given over here. Now the last part is end user, the most important part. Exactly, end user is going to view it. So what we have done is uh, we have given a focus on each and every individual program. So a user can be part of multiple incentive programs. There can be a weekly incentive, monthly incentive, yearly incentive, quarterly incentive, incentive for product A, B, C, anything, reason-wise incentive. So for every incentive program which is getting created, we are creating a card. Now this is the card. This is how exactly this card is going to look. So for this card, I will just walk you through the information. So this card, the name of the program is Sales Executive Incentive Program. There are 12 monthly cycle for this. This is the ninth cycle in progress, and for ninth cycle, 4 days are remaining. For this, these are the KPIs which is getting used. So revenue generation needs to be done, small loans needs to be done, lead generation needs to be done, enterprise revenue generation rule set is also needs to be done. So you can have like multiple rule set over here. That's what the meaning is. Now, although this is in process, you will be able to see that, okay, on the real time, what is the calculation? So for this program, as of now, I have been like given a 3,713 incentive. What I can do to earn more? So if you click on it, you'll be able to land to a different page where you will be see that, okay, currently I'm standing on this milestone. If I do a little bit more, I will go land to different criteria, and my incentive value will get updated. So I'll quickly go to the end user screen. Okay, so hope you guys can see my screen. Just quickly refresh it. Okay, so this is the view for the end user. Now, end user will have two primary cards, which is like payout request and approval request. The payout request is nothing but the incentive amount which has been approved and yet to be paid out. So by clicking on it, he will be able to see that what is the list of incentive program which he has been part of and for which he has been paid out. So you can see this is one incentive program for October cycle. 17,000 was approved incentive, 15,000 has been paid out, and 2,000 still pending. Now another incentive program for the October itself, 3,549 was the calculated, approved, and 3,549. So this has been completely paid. Again, he will get to see a complete summary over here on the top, like what is the total incentive he has earned as of today, and what is the total pending amount as of now, like on the real time basis. Now again, similarly, there is another card which will detail them about what is the incentive which is getting calculated and approved, and over calculated and approved. So after over everything, whatever incentive is there, whatever incentive program is part of, will get displayed over here. You'll be able to see that, okay, for 4 incentive program, there is some eligible incentive for me. Out of that, only 2 has been approved, and 2 are still in pending. So he is yet to get this. Like these are the upcoming incentive which he can expect in his bank account. So this is how exactly will show the statement of incentive for the end users. Now the another part is the program card which I was showing. So I'll just, yeah, so this is the incentive program card. So very simple. For this program, there is a 12 monthly cycle, second cycle in progress, 15 days left, and eligible incentive is 4,644. So which means there is one cycle which is already over. So I'll click on it. I'll see that, okay, so for this cycle, 4,644 is the eligible amount, calculated amount as of now. It's not computed, it is still in progress on the real time. Now for this entire program, 4185, like for all the cycles which I have been part of and has been finished, this is the eligible incentive. This is the approved because 3000 out of 4185, only 3549 has been approved and rest has been rejected. There is nothing pending for approval. And out of 3549, I have been paid completely. There is no pending for payout. So over here again, in the history part, in the bottom part, he will be able to see that, okay, currently I'm landing onto the criteria one, which means that I'm getting 0.05% of the incentive since I have done 92,88,121. If I do little bit more, which means if I go to just do 8 lakhs more, I will be able to get 0.1% of the incentive. So like double of the incentive what I'm currently earning. So this is how exactly will keep them notified that where exactly you are landing, where can you go, and what can you expect from this incentive program, how much you can earn. So they can set their target, like how much they want to earn from this incentive program, how much, what they want to do from this incentive program and everything. Now this is for the running cycle. Again, if they want to see for the completed cycle which has been paid out. Okay, for this he has achieved criteria one. For criteria one, he will be able to say that okay, Ganguly has approved it on 8th of November. Now second approval has approved it yesterday. Today the payout has been done in two parts. Like the bank account, a major voucher has also been given, and the bank account is also been updated using this. The amount transaction done in the bank is 549. So this is exactly like it's a completely transparent system where end user will be able to see how exactly they are performing, what exactly they are earning, like incentive which is getting computed, and what exactly they are earning, like what exactly the amount which hitting their bank account. This is how we like wish to keep the end users motivated, and they will get to know all the information which is happening, like to keep a like create an ecosystem, create a system where they will be valued for their work, the effort which they are putting. So this is for the end user. uh, the final part. So this is where the entire product as of now, which we have computed, there is a managerial view also, but within the essence of time, I will not walk you through that part. So this is the final part of the end user. Now there is something which is planned also. So we have like got an interest, like everyone is interested in the leaderboards. So when I say leaderboard, like although there is a some target based incentives, but admins or organization do want to incentivize, do want to award the users who are doing the maximum sales, maximum revenue, generating maximum revenue. For those users, we are going to link the incentive with leaderboard. So whoever is doing good, so the feature which we are going to come up with is like leaderboard. So whoever is performing the best will get some incentive. So now again, you can associate some incentive to the leaderboard ranking. So you can say that okay, whoever is coming on at rank one will give them some incentive. Rank two again some incentive. Rank three. So you can basically define the incentive which you want to give for the top performers. Another part is nudge for incentive. So we are coming up with behavioral nudge, time-based nudge, where we'll keep on end user pushing that, okay, this is where you are exactly falling. So for some example, we keep on pushing that, okay, the program is 50% over, 90% over, or 95% over. You have to do only this much to achieve this sales value. Now there is also an option of customizedness which we are coming up with. So these are the upcoming features which I'm talking about, which will create a complete ecosystem where you can handle through lead management and performance management, and afterward, like to increase the performance also, you can gamify the experience, entire experience. Okay, so this is where I conclude my presentation and the demo part. Uh, like I'm open for the questions now. Thank you guys. Yeah, Kartika, over to you.
Yes. Thank you so much. All right. So I think there are a couple of questions, and I can see that Siddharth has already taken them up. However, I will just read it out over here as well so that all of our audience can also, get to know the questions and the answers you have for them. So I see that there are quite a few questions asking about the customization part of the incentive module. So, what do you have to comment on that, Ashish?
I'm so sorry. Like I was like getting into one question. So can you repeat your question? I'm so sorry for that.
Sure. I mean, if you want to, answer the question that you were getting into, then that's also fine. If you,
No, no, no. Sorry, sorry. Can you repeat the question one more time?
sure, definitely. So I was seeing a couple of questions on the chat box as well, where people have asked about the customization of the incentive module. So, what are
Okay.
your comments on that? Like, is it customizable? If so, to what extent?
Okay, so the way we have created incentive program is like you will not get a need of like customizing it. It's like completely configurable. So you can configure it. Like you can use multiple metrics in the system. Like you can have track multiple metrics and create a program on top of that. You can have a different type of formula builders where on top of that you can create the incentive program. You can have like different sort of users if you want to be a participant. So like everything in the incentive program, including the KPIs and defining the rewards and targets, everything is configurable. So I don't think there will be a need of customization.
Customization.
But yes, if there is any specific need, like I'm more than happy to answer that.
All right, great. I hope that answers questions about customization. We have a question from Anita. She asks if we want to incentivize our number of agent empaneled, is it possible through this?
Correct, correct. So, like I said, while creating the rule set part, which I was explaining earlier, gives you the functionality, gives you the like leverage to create any sort of KPIs. You can create a KPI which will track, okay, what is the number of agent which is getting impaneled. The moment you create the a KPI, you will be able to use that KPI in the incentive program. So to briefly answer the question, yes, we will be able to very well be able to do that. So it's possible.
All right, great. Uh, okay, there's one more question. There's a question from Yash. He asks, is it possible to add a custom formula other than fixed or percentage basis conditions, assuming I need to deduct applicable taxes while calculating sales incentives?
Okay, so for now, there are different tax structure for different organization and different sort of like product also if you're doing. So for now, that's why we have given one option of approval. Over there, you can deduct, like manually, you can go and deduct. But yes, a basis of the use case will come up with some sort of like as of now, it is possible to do the deduction, but it's manual, or as well as you can do it in Excel. You can do
Mhm.
that. But to automate this entirely, we'll have to create a separate chart sheet like what is the taxation and everything. And certainly we'll come up with that like in the later phases of ours. But yes, you can deduct that through the approval process.
All right, great. So I'm sure that there's more room to grow as well. So to the audience, this session is also like an introductory session for the incentive module. So feel free to reach out to us if you have more suggestions or better ways to enhance the product. So that's also of course welcome. Our product team would appreciate that very much. So yes, you can also send us emails for the same. Okay, taking up another question. All right, Anita also wanted to know about the integration part. So she wanted to know if this can be integrated into other platforms as well. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So I would very much like to answer that question. So currently we are supporting only lead squad organizations, but that is currently. But yes, we are exploring opportunities for other CRMs also. There are multiple CRMs which we are currently trying to tie up with. Like we are also come up with some custom option to provide the like to integrate the data set. So to cut short, yes, currently we don't have, but like very soon, like within 1 quarter, 2 quarter, we'll have that option.
that's great. Yes. Another question from Kashish is that can we use custom variable fields to calculate the incentive other than sales only? For example, monthly target is to convert 50 leads from stage 1 to stage 2. Then you'll be able to get incentive for 50 leads. Else, the incentive will be calculated by the number of leads you have converted.
Okay, so to understand this question, so there is two metric which has been created. One is from if you are getting 1 to 2, if it is greater than equal to 50. If it is less than equal to 50, then you will get some sort of other incentive. So yes, you can simply create it using two incentive program. For one incentive program, you can use a KPI where stage 1 to stage 2, and the value you can put it over there is like greater than equal to 50. If it is justifying, user will directly fall into that incentive program. They will get incentive for that. And another part which you have talked about, like again, we will create a KPI for that. And like if
Mhm.
we are not achieving that, you will get different incentive. So yes, this is doable.
All right, great. I actually have a lot of questions on the chat box too. So everyone, Actually, if you put it up on the chat box, it's a little hard for me to find the questions because there's a lot of conversations happening. So if you could just put it up on the questions tab itself, I would really appreciate that. Meanwhile, I had seen a question earlier from Hirak. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So they've asked, do we have a chance of integrating this incentive plan through HRMS using APIs?
Yeah. So this is like our beta release, which we have come up with in the September month. Yes, we have got this request from multiple of, customers. So yeah, we are actively looking into that part. So I can say like in couple of quarters, like by next quarter, like in the January quarter, we will be able to do that. So yes, that's our target,
Awesome.
and we are moving toward that.
That's great. That's amazing. Um, okay, so another question from Robert is, can I push the data from Google Sheets for performance data and then calculate it? Like to the
For performance data and then calculate. Okay, so again, I would like to answer this. As of now, the data point which we consider is only from the LSQ.
Mhm.
That is the thing. But yes, when we come up with the integration part, integrating through multiple data sources, Google Sheet is also one of our priorities, and we will be integrating with Google Sheet also. So you can push any data on the Google Sheet, and the same will be considered onto the platform. But for now, you'll have to update the data in the LSQ platform, main platform, and then the calculation will happen.
All right. Okay, so there's another question from Yash. Hi, can a single rule sheet based on one event be applied for different teams along with roll-ups? I'm just gonna
Correct. So
put the
yeah, yeah.
question here up.
So yeah, I got this question. So single rule set. So the architecture which we have like is you create one rule set and you can create multiple programs on that. So from one rule set revenue, you can create one program for the managers where you will say that okay, it is roll up based. Another program which you can create is you can say non roll up based. Another program you can create you can have the revenue for a different target and can have a different product over there. So yes, you can create multiple programs on a single rule set.
All right, great. Yash, I hope that answers your question. There's a question from Kshamish. I'm sorry. Okay, it's really hard to pronounce your name. I'm extremely sorry about that. But the question is, can I set the criteria for month wise?
Yeah, yeah. So we do have the functionality as I was giving you the demo. The second thing which we asked, like the in the entire configuration, the second most important step is what is the recurrence you want to build. So whether it is going to be a weekly program, monthly program, daily program, custom program, custom days program. So yes, you can create a monthly, weekly, any like the date is entirely into your control. Entire like setting up of date and recurrence is totally into your control, and you can have anything and everything on the LSQ platform.
Understood. That's great. Okay, there's another question from Sudhir. He has presently Lead Square is not providing ERP facility. So is it possible to integrate ERP of other with Lead Square?
Okay, so again, so this is some third-party data
Yeah,
which we are talking about. So yes, not now, as of now, but we will do that like very soon. Like we are planning, like we're moving towards that, and we'll be able to do that very soon.
definitely. Okay, I don't see any more questions coming up actually. If you have any more questions, please do put it up on the questions tab. Meanwhile, we have put up a couple of polls that I have been, slyly telling everyone through the chat box. So if you could just answer those polls, it'd be really great for us. We have some very interesting questions there. Like I said, this is also like an introduction webinar for the incentive platform. Hopefully, in the next quarter or late next quarter, we'll have more updates for you and we'll bring it to you, just like how we did with the ACE goals. So, yes, these questions will help us know our audience a little more and make it better, make our product better. So, would really appreciate it if you could just answer the polls as well. Um, all right. So, yeah, like I said, I don't find any more questions here. Okay, there's one new question from Sachin. He asked, why can't we add more than 15 filters in Lead Squared? Okay.
Mm, do you want me to, like, I did not understand the question, so that's the thing.
Yeah, Sachin, if you could just elaborate on that, do you mean in the whole of our system, or is it targeted towards the ACE and incentive module? All right. I don't see anything coming in from Sachin. Okay, meanwhile, so Ashish, I just wanted to ask you if you have any final notes. It was a wonderful webinar, definitely. I learned a lot about the incentive module, and thank you for the live demo. That really helps us. So in the manage leads section. So, sorry about that. Ashish, I would suggest that maybe you could contact your account manager for this, because we're mainly focusing on ACE and ACE incentive modules here. So, of course, our team would love to help you out. So, please do reach out to your account manager, or you can just email us from the email ID that we've been sending you. We'd love to help you out. All right. So, yes, like I was saying, Ashish, a few closing notes from you. Anything to add?
Yeah, yeah. So thanks, Katika. So thank you all for joining and giving, like, asking wonderful questions. I'm like really like delighted to see that okay, everyone is like participating, actively participating, looking into the questions and everything, like the demo and everything. So what I would request from you guys is like just go through the polls, answer our polls, like try to answer the polls, and basis of that, like if there is any requirement regarding the incentive, any queries regarding the incentive, please do reach out to us. Like we'll share the entire form and everything, so you can reach out to us, and we will be more than happy to set it up for you. So like, yeah, let's say ace it, like we say, let's say ace it, like
Yes.
we'll build like the entire. Okay, thank you.
Definitely. Yes, let's ace it. Yeah, so like we've been saying before as well, please do send us all your suggestions, all your requirements, and we'll try to come up with better ways to, improve our product. Our product team is actively working on pushing ACE and, making it a platform that's really, really helpful for our end users and, of course, for your end users. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the session. I know for sure that I did. So thank you so much, Ashish, for taking the time out and educating us about the ACE incentive and payouts module. Looking forward to more webinars about the module and, of course, about more updates from ACE. All right. So with that, I think we can conclude our webinar today. Thank you to the audience as well for being wonderful. Yes, that's all from my end. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Thanks, guys. Bye bye.
Thank you.